Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking all about my first year backpacking. So in 2022 I knew that I wanted to pick up backpacking with my two dogs. I've never backpacked before this, and honestly I didn't really have any friends or family who had backpacked before this. So I was willing to kind of go into this alone. That was my plan. But I ended up having some friends go with me, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit in this intro. But I wanted to talk about what I did as someone who's a complete novice to start backpacking that year. So the first thing I had to do was get all of my gear. I had only day hiking stuff, and very few parts of that were kind of transferable to backpacking. I needed to purchase my primary things, which are your backpack for overnighting. So I ended up getting an REI 60 liter, I think it's a 60 liter backpack. I needed to get a tent, which I got as part of a backpacking bundle through REI. I got my tent, sleeping pad, and my sleeping bag all together in a bundle. That was great. I needed to get things like a water filter, a camp stove. I mean, you name it, I had to buy it. So that is one of the first things that you're gonna have to do. And if you're going with dogs, know that you're going to need gear for them too. So I knew that obviously, like I live in Maine, it's cold when you're sleeping on the ground any time of year. And I knew that after hiking all that way, I don't want my dogs laying on the bare ground. So I did get a foam pad for them. So my personal sleeping pad is an air pad because it's really lightweight. It's super small when it packs down. But I did go ahead and get a foam pad for my dogs just in case they punctured an air pad. I didn't want anything that could deflate, and that worked really well. I carried that on the outside of my pack, which you might see in some photos or videos in the rest of this. Part two of what I did to get ready to backpack with my two dogs is training for myself in the form of lots of day hikes. I just kind of like walked every day. I made sure that I was doing at least some kind of body weight workouts throughout the week, and then training with my dogs. So I do have a reactive dog. I worked on that over the past several years a lot, but also on our hikes, and then also just kind of figuring out your gear setup. So I ended up having rough wear harnesses for my dogs, because that's nice to be able to like help pick them up if they need any kind of extra assistance. I also had prong collars for them because Scout does really, really well on a prong collar when we're passing any kind of dogs. Training in terms of how do you pass other dogs on trail, usually what's best for me. So knowing that uphill hikers have the right of way, it's also easier for someone with a dog to go past you if they're going up than you try and pass them on the downhill. Like I mentioned, any kind of like lunging is just more technical. So yeah, training, lots of training if you are bringing dogs with you. If you don't have a bomb-proof recall, they got to be on a leash. So just make sure you practice with that if you're not used to hiking with your dog on a leash. And then the third thing I did to get started is actually go with friends. So this is something that I just had, not necessarily as a resolution, but just as something I wanted to start in 2022. And I was planning on going alone. I'm not really afraid of being alone out in the woods. I have my dogs with me to protect against, or at least warn against rather, any kind of like people or animals. I will say my biggest concern was dealing with other dogs on the trail if I was alone. So looking back now, I'm so glad I didn't end up going alone like I had originally planned as a beginner with my two dogs. So go with friends. Like I said, my friends would hike in front of me, and they were kind of a great warning system if there was a dog. If there were dogs coming up behind us, I would kind of sandwich myself in the middle. You might forget something and they are likely to have it. Vice versa, they might forget something that you have. If you're not having two dogs with you, you might be able to share a tent with friends, so you can actually kind of split the gear that you have to hike up the mountain. So that's great. And then even if that's not the case, just having strength in numbers, having the confidence and the support system of friends is a great way to kind of like overcome the struggles of learning how to backpack. So yeah, those are my 3 things that I did to get started backpacking as a complete beginner. Bought all my gear, did lots of training with myself and with my dogs, and I went with friends. So yeah, now enjoy watching that experience unfold throughout last summer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video, and let me know in the comments if you are a backpacker, any great stories that you have of when you first started. If you bring dogs with you, I'd love to hear from you. It is here! The dogs are very excited about this unboxing as well as I am. REI, my backpacking bundle, came a day early. What is it, guys? Oh my god. Oh, it's bigger than I expected. Wow. Okay, that's big. Alright, Brantley's already checking it out. So this appears to be the sleeping bag. This appears to be the tent. And this is the sleeping pad. Very cool. Oh, I like that it has like the weights and everything right on it. R value 2.9. So yeah, this will be a lot easier to pack, not having it in this case, but this will be nice for storage. Okay, so tonight's the night. I'm testing out my REI backpacking bundle in the yard. It's gonna get down to 30 degrees tonight, which isn't too bad. That's the comfort rating for my sleeping bag. So yeah, I'm just gonna set it up in my backyard. Sleep out here. Take me 12 minutes. The fly always confuses me. Took a little bit of figuring out. I think I got it. It just looks so weird. Everything lines up, so this is why we test it out in the yard first. Also, one of my poles came with this, and I have no clue what it is. If you know, let me know. I want to get a little pump for this so I don't have to like blow it up with my mouth every time. Get it all hot and moist in there. But for now, that's what I'm gonna do. I do have an air pump inside. I should just go get it, but I'm lazy. Apparently, being lazy means preferring to blow this up instead before I get a pump. My home for the night. That took 17 minutes and 15 seconds. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting in and out on this side because this is the short side. So I might just end up closing that back side. But yeah. Okay, it is 8:57. Crawling into my tent. I had some fairy lights, but they were like dead, so I just took them out. The one thing about this tent so far is like it doesn't zip smoothly, but it could just be the way I have it staked, so something to take note of. I have my water, I have a little charger thing, a book. So yeah, I'm wearing sweatpants, sweatshirt, some fuzzy socks, Camping up. I'm leaving the like vestibule door open, the fly door open, I guess. I don't really know if it's not windy, so I don't really think it's gonna be warmer without it. But yeah, camping out in my tent in the yard. Okay, bye. So it's 5:26. I've been up since like before 5. Can't say I slept great, but I didn't sleep horribly. I slept pretty well the first few hours. I'm a side sleeper, so I slept on my side. Which kind of irritated my shoulder a little bit. My shoulder was kind of stiff. And I just like flipped sides. I am sleeping on my sweatshirt, so I've only slept in a t-shirt all night. And the comfort rating's 38, and it's 38 right now. It's a little chilly, but I was able to sleep. But I would totally, like, even though this is the comfort rating, I would still be wearing like a long sleeve if I had a choice. Like if that was my preference. But I just wanted to test it out in a t-shirt. It is like 90 plus degrees here, and it is hot. I'm gonna be going on a hike tomorrow early in the morning. I'm leaving at my house like 3 so we can be on the trail by 5, because my friend Maddie and I are testing out our fully loaded packs, and I'm gonna have my dogs, but it's also gonna be like 90 plus degrees tomorrow, so I want to be done with this hike at like 10 or 11 if possible, and then we're going to a river after. But yeah, trying to avoid the heat of the day. But I'm going to be packing my pack for like the second time. I've packed it once, but this is going to be my first time using it, and I'm only using it once, like hiking day, like doing a day hike with it before taking out next weekend for my first backpacking trip. So it's going to be interesting. I have everything. I just recently purchased this. It's like a 55-gallon tote. What are you? It is a 55-gallon tote from Home Depot, just like the HDX brand. I want to be able to store this stuff over winter and not have to worry about mice getting into it. So yeah, I got this Wilder Dog blanket. It's bigger and heavier than I expected, but I think if I'm going with my dogs in the summer, like this is big enough for both of us, whereas my sleeping bag is only big enough for me. And yeah, my dogs have their own sleeping pad, so this is for my dogs. I have an air sleeping pad, but yeah, so I think I'm just gonna do the blanket instead of the sleeping bag for both tomorrow and like my upcoming backpacking trip. I'm not actually using anything tomorrow. I'm just doing a test run with like what it's like with a fully loaded pack, doing a hike with my dogs. Wish me luck. But yeah, now I need to like try and pack this pack. Okay, this is my pack all loaded. I hope it's level, or it's well balanced. I mean, that's gonna be annoying. So yeah, this is what I'm working with. I think I'm a little off center. I mean, it's gonna be hard to like perfectly balance the pack, but that's what this whole process is for. I had a really heavy day pack, so far this doesn't feel hugely different. I'm feeling some tension here on my shoulders, so I'm not sure what that means in terms of like what needs to be where. That's twisted. That could help. So yeah, I'm not sure what that means in terms of like how my strap adjustments need to be changed, how like where I pack things needs to be changed. But so far it's not horrible. Like it feels pretty good. I think that way.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden.
So,
Golden,
packaged
golden
tuna,
things.
filtered mountain water for the dogs on our first backpacking trip ever.
Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow.
So I'm preparing for my second backpacking trip ever, second one this summer. I'm bringing my dogs again, brought them on the first one. And I wanted to show what I'm bringing for one night. Well, like 2 days worth of hiking, one overnight. I don't know how people do multiple days because, yeah, this is a lot of food to bring. And I don't know how people bring more than this. So for my dogs, I have their Valhard mix. This is enough for each of them at night, each of them in the morning. One pack of this at night, one pack in the morning, and that's their meals. For breakfast tomorrow on the road, I'm gonna eat this yogurt parfait. And then for the morning of, like, you know, when we wake up from backpacking, I'm going to heat up some water in my Jetboil and make that protein muffin thing. For lunches, I just bought like a giant pre-made sandwich and I cut it in 2 different halves. I have some fruit. I might get some chips to go with that. And then for dinner, I have this chicken sausage and this Knorr's like rice kit with some Taco Bell hot sauce packets that I luckily had in my fridge. So that's going to be dinner for me and a friend. So I guess I am bringing it. But yeah, I don't know how to do multiple days because it's a lot. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of room. Anyway, that's what I'm bringing for me and my 2 dogs.